Hi, it's my aunt. Today I want to talk about how ChatGPT totally solved my problem this evening. So I've had my Corolla for a little while. I purchased a spare key a while back and had it programmed. The spare key has been sitting for a while, haven't really used it because it's a spare key. So my old key, well, the key that I usually use, my active key, I changed the batteries on it and it was not working. So I changed the batteries again. So I thought, okay, rain, maybe water, it got damaged. So I got the spare key, which is the new key that has not been used. And I've been using that. And because it was sitting for a while, so that battery also went out and stopped working. So I went to change the battery on it. And after changing the battery on it, it stopped working. When I pressed the buttons, it wouldn't lock or unlock the door or open the trunk or do the alarm sound. So I had enough. It was like so inconvenient that to have this nice piece of equipment to make life easier and have it not working was like, I need to find a solution. So I was like, let me ask Chat. So I came on here and I posed a question. Why does the Corolla key button does not work after changing to new batteries? And as you can see here, Chat broke down some answers based on categories: battery issues, key fobs need reprogramming, key fob damage or lose connection, receiver issues in the car, reset the car's electrical system. I think all those are like getting more and more intense because like reset the car's electrical system. I was like, I don't know if I want to mess with that. So thankfully I didn't have to go all the way down there. I did change the battery, so I went through that. I made sure the battery orientation was correct, and it did say sometimes new batteries could be bad. And I did get a trusted Energizer battery, so I felt that that brand was pretty worthwhile. So the second thing is that the key fob needs reprogramming. So that's something that I personally didn't know about. I don't know if you do, but I certainly didn't. So I said, get inside the car and close all the doors, which I did. Insert the key into the ignition and turn it to the on position. And then for number 3, it says press and hold the lock and unlock button. And I was a little confused at first because the very first time I did it, I only pressed the lock button and then I paused and pressed the unlock button. And then I took the key out of the ignition and it still did not work. I was like, oh, but I was like, I'm not going to give up. It was that persistent side of me. So I put the key back into the ignition and I tried it again. This time I tried pressing both buttons and I held it for a little bit. And then I took the key out and it still did not work. And I was like, oh my God, what are the next steps? And I was like, let me just try it one more time. What did it say? Third time is a charmer. So that definitely did work for me. So the third time, I held it for a little bit longer than 15 minutes, pressing both buttons. And then I took the key out of the ignition and lo and behold, I was so excited. My key started working. I was so overjoyed and so grateful for this resource with AI that we have, because I guess my next option, if that didn't work, was to take it to the dealer. Because after that, it says key fob damage or lose connections. Like in my case, I didn't think that was that because, like I said, it was a new key that was fairly used was there. I was keeping it in a place to use as a spare key in case I lost my key or something. And then the receiver issues, thank God I didn't have to deal with that. And then reset the car's electrical system. So, but just to have those steps in terms of what to do, like I may not have known the receiver issues, but maybe you can do that. But I was just so excited and so grateful for Chat. I was like, oh my God, thank you. You are awesome. It worked and it solved my issue. So click on this channel for tips on how ChatGPT have helped me out and how it can potentially help you out. Of course, always check with trusted professionals, but Kudos to ChatGPT for helping me reprogram my key for my car, and it works. I am so grateful. Stay tuned for another ChatGPT video.